You may recognize this hexagon tile as the walk to the Met, which is where me and my friends were originally going until we stumbled upon the Guggenheim, which my roommate Gabby was excited about, and since none of us had ever been there before, but we'd all been to the Met a few times, we changed our plans. Once inside, we immediately noticed the beautiful architecture by Frank Lloyd Wright, the high ceilings and skylight. Here I am marveling at it. We rode a little red hemisphere elevator all the way to the top because we read that the architect intended for visitors to go to the top and work their way down, which is also just a good way to avoid fatigue, as you'll notice that the whole building works on a linear, spiraling ramp system, with a few outcroppings of rooms here and there, so walking down is much easier than walking up. The first layer consisted of several seating areas with plants and ambient noise. It was very peaceful and a good way to clear your head before diving into the artwork. Most of the works made in the Guggenheim's collection were made by Kandinsky. All the works hung on the walls of the main spiral ramp are his, while work from other artists are in rectangular rooms attached. Kandinsky called this exhibit Around the Circle, and it is interesting how they had to strategically hang these paintings so that they would still appear level to us even though we were on a slant. One of the rooms had works from other famous artists like Picasso, Monet, and Van Gogh, which would be exciting for students to see as well. However, my favorite parts of the Guggenheim were the galleries devoted to contemporary artist Julian Waring's work. The title and theme of Wearing Masks was especially compelling as it related to the pandemic, but her work was centered around identity, not protection from disease. Students would find her work especially interesting because she works with photography and video as well as sculpture. In one gallery, she had several photographs of herself wearing masks of famous artists that she had made. I think she intentionally left the eye holes visible so that you could tell that she was wearing a mask, but here she is as Albrecht Dürer, and it's remarkably close to the painting that it's based off of. In one of her other galleries, I noticed that they had a light strip to mark where to stand in reference to these pedestals, which I thought was interesting and innovative. In the Guggenheim, there is a prevalent circle motif throughout the building, with the spiral itself and the couches and tiles. At one point, I stumbled across this stairwell area. It seemed a little strange to me because there was nothing on the walls at all, and I also thought students might use it as like a hideaway on a school trip, but nevertheless, it's a nice feature to be able to sit and relax outside of the traffic of visitors, but I do wish there was something to look at in there as well. Hi, Gabby! Another circle outcropping had windows and artwork, and I found this to be so beautiful because of the natural light and the skyline in the distance. We visited on a Monday, so it may be busier usually, but it was very relaxed and everyone was very respectful and quiet. I think all students, but especially younger kids, may have trouble behaving appropriately during their visit, but the Guggenheim is super peaceful and the architecture is just beautiful.